An accomplished actor on both stage and screen. He's known best for his role as Captain Picard on Star Trek: The Next Generation. Please welcome Patrick Stewart. I love that theme. That's a wonderful theme.
Isn't that a great theme?
It's like the president has walked into the room.
And I hoped that it would calm me down a little, and it hasn't. My heart is going pitter-patter because you didn't tell me, none of your staff told me who your other guest was tonight.
Oh, Reba McEntire? Yes. Are you a big...
I have been harassing her since I arrived here half an hour ago, and finally came face-to-face with her a few minutes ago, and I still haven't quite recovered. Yeah, I'm a huge fan of hers. I think she's fantastic, and it's the first time that I've met her.
Well, country western music is very popular in England, isn't it?
Is it?
Well, it is, actually. I know. Well, so many... I mean, I know a lot of artists go over there, and they come back, and you kind of see the people with the thing of Guinness and, you know, the hat and...
I've never seen that.
Really?
No. Maybe we should ask Miss McEntire.
Well, we'll probably ask her. Are you a big country western fan?
Moderately so, but I'm a big fan of hers. And it is curious how this thing that happens, you know, this kind of hiatus breathing. There are people that you have met when this happens to you. This is my second experience this year. I was in a hotel in London, small private hotel, where, by the way, I have been a little concerned about security. One morning that I was there, I got into the lift late for an appointment and started to go down, and damn it, the lift stopped at the next floor, and I wanted to go straight down to the lobby. And the door opened, and into this tiny lift stepped Nelson Mandela.
Really?
Nelson Mandela and me. Not quite alone in the lift, because moments later some security men came in. And what would you say if you had 45 seconds alone with Nelson Mandela? Nothing.
Just down, just press the down button, and that's...
The heart is...
So what did you say? Did you say anything?
I said nothing. I gaped open-mouthed, and he was very polite and said, "Good morning, how are you?" And I said, and I walked down Piccadilly cursing the missed opportunity of the things I might have said.
What would you have said? Now you've had time to reflect.
I mean,
you probably would just like a simple hello, not getting some weighty discussion.
I would have liked to have said hello. I'd have liked to have said, "You're my hero."
No, that's pretty good. You could have said that.
Overwhelmed.
Yeah.
Missed opportunities.
Yeah. Well, you were, in fact, when we tried to get you a couple of weeks ago, your staff said you were off to Washington.
That's right.
Now, did you meet the president? Did you do that?
No, I did not, but I got close to it. Two of us were taken on a very private tour of the White House. This was Labor Day, Monday, which seemed to me to be an appropriate day for me to tour the White House. And we were taken to all of the public rooms that the general public would see on a tour, but there was no one else around. So we got to look into the cabinet room, and we got to look into the Oval Office.
I mean, you don't go rifling through drawers and things.
Well, no, but it's a little like meeting Miss McEntire. You know, suddenly the door opens, and there it is. Yeah. And it looks like a stage set, you know. Have you been?
Actually, I haven't. I sat in the chair.
No.
Yes, I did. I sat in the chair behind the desk.
Well, then, you know, I can promise you to complete what would be for me an ultimate ambition. I think there are 3 really important chairs to sit in this country, in the United States. The captain's chair of the Enterprise.
Right, that'll certainly be a big one.
All right. 2, the president's chair behind his desk in the Oval Office. And 3, Jay, you're sitting in it right now.
That's right. Well, 2 out of 3 is not bad. You know what amazed me? It was the little things. You would expect the president of the United States desk to be some sort of high-tech, like the bridge of the Enterprise. Let's see what's going on in Omaha. Click, all right, let's go over here. You know, I sit down, and the thing that amazed me, now this was about 2 years ago, there was a dial phone on the desk. Like, just a dial phone.
How do you afford a touch phone?
I mean, you know, you're trying to rule the free world, and you got to take that extra. I mean, you know, just press the button. Not even a speed dialer. Just sitting there. I mean, it's probably at the Yellow Pages looking up dominoes and things. I mean, it just seems so odd. And it's not fancy.
No, but it looks like a set. Don't you agree?
Yeah, it does look like a movie set.
It has a certain artificiality, maybe because we've seen it so many times. I learned a few interesting things I didn't know about the White House. For example, if the president asked you to stay the night, if you were so lucky, he would be presented with a bill for your overnight accommodation.
Now, by who? I mean, who would present
Oh, by the government. There's a charge for it. At the end of each week.
Really, Reed? So if you stay, the president's going to look, check out 11. Come on, I'll get charged another day. I mean, is he hustling people out the door?
You can get an extension. You know, the reason that I know this fascinating information is
I never heard that.
Part of our private tour was we went into the kitchens and we met one of, I think, 3 chefs who are on permanent staff at the White House. And he was the one who explained to us that guests have to pay an overnight charge. And at the end of every week, the Clintons are presented with a grocery bill.
Really?
Oh, sure. You see, that's one of the reasons I
Clinton's
love
sitting there
this
clipping
country.
coupons trying to save money? I mean, really? Now,
But doesn't it seem to you to be appropriate and part of the democracy of this great country that sure you can get to be president, but you have to pay for your cornflakes in the morning?
Yeah, I never thought. So if you were to, so the president makes $200,000 a year, certainly a good salary, but not.
Is that what he makes?
Yeah, but compared to what industrialists and things make. So if you go to dinner at the White House, the president could be like pushing some of the slower selling items.
Yes.
Try the veal. It's moving slowly.
That's right. Directing you to the cheaper items on the menu.
Have you ever met a president of the United States?
No, I have not, but once I got very, very close. 2 years ago, I was in Washington again, and we were there for a Space Association meeting, and some of us were invited after a private tour of the White House. We were asked if we would like to attend on the South Lawn the following morning, the president leaving for Camp David. Well, it was a very early call, 7:30. Only 2 of us, Rick Berman, my executive producer, and myself, we went along. Because how can you say no to an opportunity like that? Particularly if you're an actor. Everything is grist to the mill. You want to be there. You want to smell the smell, see the sights, look into the eyes of the secret... No, secret police is what they have in Russia, right?
Right.
Not here.
These are Secret Service.
Okay, this is the United States.
Right.
Good. Well, you know, it's the kind of detail you have to get right.
Yeah.
And this was when Mr. Bush was president. Now, I have been on the left of politics all of my life. I always voted for the Labour Party in England. And so I was not particularly impressed about the prospect of meeting President Bush, although I was told that he knew that we were there. And I thought, well, you know, who cares? And they said, well, he may come over and shake your hand. And I said, well, so what, you know, President Bush, you know. I'd rather meet Reba McEntire. And, am I working this too hard?
No.
However, the door opened, and there I'm standing, cynical British jerk, and he comes out, and he doesn't look towards us. Instead, he goes to the other side, and he shakes hands with the people over there. And I'm saying, well, of course, what would you expect? He wouldn't come here and talk to me. And then he turns around, and he waves at me, it seemed, and involuntarily, completely out of control, my right hand went up in the air, my face spread into what I knew was a stupid grin, and I went, hi, Mr. President. Now, how do you explain that? And how would I explain it to my socialist friends in England?
No, you do. When you meet famous people, you do get
weak at the knees.
Get caught up. You try to think of something to say. Tell it. The first time I met Michael Caine years ago, and I said, how are you? I said, hi. And I started to tell this joke. You know, these 2 guys go in a bar. And he's looking at me like, I said, I don't know what I'm doing. I just wanted to say hello. Nice to me, goodbye. And then you run away. You just run away. It's very scary.
It's very difficult.
When we come back, have you met the Queen? Well, I'll ask you about that when we come back. We'll find out more. Find the other side of the fence when we get back. Back with Patrick Stewart right after this.
Hotel View.
Welcome back, talking with Patrick Stewart. Now, when you're in England, I imagine you met the royal family. A little different than meeting our version, or not that we have royalty, but I mean, meeting the president.
I got closer to the royal family, to most of the members of the royal family, than I ever did to President Bush. We gave a command performance years and years ago when I was working with the Royal Shakespeare Company at Windsor Castle, and it just so happened that most of the members of the royal family came to see the show that night, and afterwards there was a party, and they all came, and so moment by moment you would turn your head, and there would be the Duke of Edinburgh going by, there would be Prince Charles, there would be Princess Marina, and so forth. And I happened to find myself, I happened to find myself in a 3-way conversation with one of the musicians from the Wind Band and Her Majesty the Queen. And she had been asking him about some of the unusual instruments they'd been playing. These were early musical instruments. And he was telling her about the Rauschpfeife, an instrument we don't... Your band, I guess, don't have any Rauschpfeifes, no?